It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
With the Diesel and the Jet, this is Ernie Johnson. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Tonight's game at AT&T Center, it's the San Antonio Spurs going up against the Houston Rockets. And for Houston, they're looking to come out strong and make their mark early. They have to look at this game as a great opportunity to do just that. Always a show being put on by one of the featured players in our game tonight, James Harden. Last season, we saw him go on an absolute scoring rampage. Shaq, is he the best offensive player in the league?
He's in the top three. You know, he has the ability to hit shots from anywhere. He could take it to the rack. He gets guys in foul trouble. But I have yet to see a guy guard him effectively. So, you know, he's in the top three, Ernie.
For my dinero, for my money.
I know what De Niro is.
Just in case you weren't bilingual.
I thought you were talking about Robert De Niro.
See,
okay.
Exactly. So some of us aren't bilingual. I would have that guy take my last shot. He is
over Steph Curry
for the money.
Stop it.
Because he can get to the rim and get the foul.
Stop it.
And get to the free throw line. For my dinero.
Stop it.
Not my dollars, but my dinero.
Have you ever had a beard, Kenny?
A beard?
Yeah.
That's very random, but no, I have not.
Like James Harden. I mean, no. James Harden's got the free-flowing
Yeah, that's
thing.
true. I've never had a beard ever. I had a goatee.
That's
the best
mustache.
I could do.
You had a little baby mustache.
Yeah, I had a baby mustache.
I remember.
It was a little extra thick, too.
The Groucho Marx.
Yes.
That's going to wrap it up for us from here for now. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you later on, whether you like it or not.
On the road looking for a win against a Western Conference rival. The Houston Rockets are getting ready for this thing to get started. And get ready for another dose of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan. Joining me, Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and courtside Doris Burke.
Boys, nice run.
Tip-off goes to Houston. Here's the starting group for Houston. Harden and Ariza filling out the perimeter. Motiejunas and Howard the post pair. And it's Lawson in at the point guard. Now, here is Lawson. Shot clock at 5. Houston needs to get a shot off. Ariza has the open look. And it's off from three-point range.
And it's just hard to imagine the Spurs without Coach Popovich on the sidelines. He's the longest tenured coach in the NBA and has done so much for this team. Easily one of the best coaches in the history of our league.
The San Antonio Spurs able to put the first points up on the board. Watson the pass to Motiejunas. Harden against Green. Harden outside. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points.
Duncan with the screen on Lawson. Parker drives in, and it comes off the front of the rim. Harden against Leonard. Motiejunas a screen on Leonard. And Harden wide open. He shoots. They get it again. And Howard with the stuff.
And that putback about as easy a bucket as you're going to get.
Exactly what happens when you don't box out, Greg.
Now here's Parker. And Leonard has it in the corner. Here's Aldridge. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls. Aldridge has got his first points of the night. Lawson's against Leonard. There's a screen by Motiejunas. The shot's good from Lawson.
You can't afford to give him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you've got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
Duncan. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two. Well, no way to argue it. Tim Duncan, Clark, has been a winner his whole career. He's sharp mentally, and he's got the great tenacity on the floor. Only the greats have those qualities.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I think media members still underestimate his will to win. You don't do what he's done without a real laser-focused approach.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Roof shots.
He's off on the first.
You know, interesting, guys, to illustrate Duncan and how he just wins. I mean, Spurs went 8-10 in December of 2014. That marked only the 3rd losing month ever for Tim Duncan.
Good on the second free throw.
And that stat you said about Duncan and losing months says a lot about both him and his team. I mean, he has been the leader of this Spurs franchise since day one and deserves all the praise you can give him.
And Harden with the stuff.
Not fazed at all by having a bigger defender on him down low, and I really thought he would be.
You know, at first glance, you wouldn't think that he'd be comfortable in that particular situation. But, well, I tell you what, he didn't look like he was out of his element at all right there.
Houston's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Well, a short time ago, I had a chance to catch up with Greg Popovich. He said we've been playing some of our best basketball on offense of late and continued not a lot of mistakes, guys going to where they should be, setting good solid screens. Really, I can't ask for much more from them on the offensive end. Obviously, something he hopes can keep going here.
And Doris, appreciate the report. We'll get to see early on here how coaches' focus on their shot selection comes to fruition, guys.
And if they heed their coach's words and really commit to finding the best shot possible each time down, I think they'll be fine.
Teamwork is the secret here. I mean, if they're going to achieve that goal of shooting a high percentage from the floor, they can't do it as individuals.
And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. It's on LaMarcus Aldridge.
Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there, earned those free throws.
The Rockets shooting their first free throws of this game. And the first one at the line is good. Well, looking back on last season, you didn't know where the Rockets would end up in terms of seeding in the playoffs. Ended up with the 2 seed because they won the Southwest Division. And as it turns out, everything worked out very well for them.
It really did, and had a divisional matchup in that first round against the Mavs. But the Rockets took care of business in that series and would advance.
That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2.
And, you know, for the Rockets, they had a major gut check in the second round. Went down 3-1 against the Clippers. Came back to win the series in 7, including Game 6, when I dozed off when they were trailing by 19 in the 4th and was shocked to wake up in the morning and see they had forced the 7th game.
And with the Rockets last postseason, their trip to the conference finals was as far as they would go. Went out to the Warriors in 5 games. Most of them, though, close ones. I think most fans were pleased with how far the team went last year in spite of all the injuries. And, guys, Patrick Beverley, a perfect fit for the Rockets alongside James Harden. You know, Beverley is in that complementary role as a 3 and D guy. And remember, also, even though he's the point guard, he doesn't need the ball to be effective. He's good at just spotting up for threes, and he's a hounding on-ball defender.
And the Rockets making a change here. Capella's checked in, and he sinks the second. And Beverley plucked out of Europe by the Rockets. Clark, he signed a new contract this past offseason.
And a nice value for the Rockets, Kevin. I mean, he's a player whose impact on the game really transcends the stat sheet. That's often the case for those guys that are all defense caliber players.
And here's Beverley. Kawhi Leonard getting his 3 to go. Ginobili with the steal. We've got 1:48 left in the first quarter. Here's Leonard. The shot's good on the assist by West. Leonard's got 5 now.
And he should thank the team for those 2 points. Nobody paid much attention to him on that play.
Now here's Beverley. Here's Harden. West with the block. And now the fast break, Ginobili with the ball. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
Rockets foul. First personal foul, 2 seconds.
Well, you know that Kawhi Leonard has an incredible reach with his arms, but even his hands are just massive, measured at 10 inches long and 11 inches wide. Wow.
Well, to give some perspective on Leonard's hand size that Greg was talking about, Clark, those measurements, 11 by 10, are what you typically would find on 7-footers. Well, this kid's 6'6", 6'7".
Yeah, and I'm 6'9", and I'm about 9 by 7, okay?
Oh.
So that just lets you know.
Wow.
The only other hands comparable to that, Dr. J.
Ooh, huge.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing.
Beverly dishes to Capella, using his post moves to get the 2 points.
Boy, he made a nice little bounce pass there. We call that the pocket pass, and he did it well.
And Mills kicks it to West. Ginobili outside. Can't get it to go. Excellent D that time from Jones. Harden the pass to Beverly. Back to Harden. That's a bucket. His third of the game. He shot the ball 7 times.
They've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball into the paint.
Clearly, they've been the aggressors thus far when it comes to attacking the interior in this first half.
Out to the wing. The 3 from Mills. Rebounded by Capella. Beverly. Both teams have it going here early and still close through the first quarter. Spurs lead by 3. We'll get right back. And Rockets head coach Kevin McHale spent some time with us in the broadcast booth, but he said it just wasn't the same. He missed that competition.
When you don't have a dog, in the fight, it's different to watch a game and not really care who wins or loses. Since I've been a 12-year-old kid, I've been on a team, whether it was my high school team, my college team, my NBA team. And, when the game ends and you go, oh, good game, you high-five the guy you do the game with, and, you're done.
That's an interesting perspective on competitiveness and what happens when you're no longer in the thick of it, especially, Clark, when you're as physical a player as McHale was.
Yeah, I certainly understand where he's coming from. I mean, I'm living it in many ways, but for me, it's about the love of the game and sharing that with so many other people who love the same things I do, whether they ever played or not. There's some common ground even outside of the competitive court.
Well, up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Spurs.
And so far, these guys have done a fantastic job finding the opening man and getting some easy baskets.
Another thing they've been doing so far tonight is knocking down the jump shot.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. Taking a look at the Rockets, Cody Eunice and Howard, the post pair. Lawson out there with Brewer, and it's Ariza in at the small forward position.
Well, Hall of Famer and 3-time champion Kevin McHale, the Rockets coach, did nothing but find success and win as a player. And, that's been the same song for him as a coach.
Now here's Ginobili. After Monty Eunice's miss, launches a 3, and there's Ginobili. That's good on the assist by Parker. Ginobili's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Rockets trail by 4. Lawson outside. He dishes it to Monty Eunice. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
I like the fact that he led his teammate right to the ideal spot. You don't always throw it to your teammate. You throw it to where he needs to be.
Parker kicks to Green. There's the dish to Duncan. 16 feet away, and the jumper is good. Aldridge has got his second basket of the night.
Boy, that was a thing of beauty by Parker.
Rockets have gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter.
Your Spurs
Lawson outside. Howard with the screen on Green. And Lawson with the drive. Pass to Howard. Back to Lawson. Houston moving it around. Green with the block. And stolen by Lawson. Howard dishes to Ariza. Ginobili the pass to Parker. Green the screen. Parker drives in. That's good. And now a 6-point San Antonio lead.
And guys, when you watch the Spurs play, it's like watching poetry in motion. I mean, every cut, every screen comes at a precise time, and they play beyond the sum of their talents because of that style.
Now here's Ariza. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Moniunas, nice spin off the left rim and in.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
Spurs do have a beautiful play style, and their offensive numbers show it, Greg. You're right there. One of the most fluid teams I can recall, Clark, in the NBA with their ball movement.
A joy to watch. I mean, they ended up top 5 in shooting percentage last year, as well as top 5 in assists.
Here's Brewer, following the basket by Tim Duncan. Here's Moniunas, uses the glass to finish the layup. Moniunas has got 6 in the quarter.
And really a good job spotting his teammate near the bucket and then just pinpoint passing for the finish.
Parker kicks to Green. Duncan high post. Back to Green. It's deflected. Duncan outside. 5 on the clock. And Aldridge gets it to go on the assist by Ginobili. And that's now 6 points for Aldridge. Rockets trail by 6. 1:56 left to play in the first half. Howard with the screen on Green. And Lawson with the drive on the wing. Brewer from outside the arc. And he gets it to go.
I'm not sure that was the play they had set up, but it was too good a look to pass up.
Spurs leading by 3.
And now, your Spurs dance team.
So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. West is checked in for Duncan. Diaw comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Kawhi Leonard is checked in for Manu Ginobili. And it's Mills in for Green. There's 1:38 left in the first half of basketball. Picked by West. Leonard with no one around. No good. In and out. Off the rim. Well, for Terrence Jones, Clark, a very scary episode to begin last season. He suffered from a rare nerve damage to his left leg.
Yeah, he wondered if he'd be able to play again after missing 3 months. He finally got back out on the court. Good for him, because I enjoy watching him play.
Diaw dishes to Leonard. Crafty move. Shot's good from West. West has got his first bucket in this one.
That's how to orchestrate for your teammate. Terrific pass.
Harden outside. Goes back up. And it's Capella missing.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
West a screen on Beverly. It's Parker with the drive. Rockets with the rebound. Capella's got his 3rd rebound on the night.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
The three from Harden. It's in the bucket for his fourth field goal, shooting at a 4 of 9 clip.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need one.
Parker against Harden. Parker inside, can't get it to go.
And although he doesn't quite get the block, he does get the missed field goal attempt because of his ability to alter the shot.
Well, almost as effective as a block. I mean, made him completely change his release point, and I think that caused the miss.
Tie game in San Antonio. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Thank you, Kevin. Dwight, what's your assessment of the team you're playing here tonight?
They're a tough team. You know, they play hard, they play together, they move the ball, and they know how to play within the offense, you know. And we've been doing a better job on the defensive end, and I think tonight we came out with the right mentality. Just got to keep it up.
Dwight, thank you. They know they've got their hands full, Kevin.
Thanks so much, Doris, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back in there for the start of the third quarter after this break.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. Ernie Johnson here alongside Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We'll be taking a look back at the first half of basketball. The story early on was Kawhi Leonard, who was on fire. He had 8 points, 2 assists, and 1 rebound. And Shaq, what are your thoughts on how San Antonio played?
They played some solid team basketball, Ernie. Pretty good. They were sharing the ball. We saw some nice feeds, a lot of movement. It wasn't 5 individuals out there. It was one cohesive unit, and they got the assist to show for it. Their rhythm was nice.
And over to Kenny. What did you think about the Rockets?
Well, they committed to pounding the ball inside, and they were rewarded for it. Points in the paint. Those kept the defense honest because teams have gotten really good at running the three-point shooters off the line, so getting it inside was a good attack in the first half.
All right, that is going to wrap up our halftime report as it's just about time for the start of the third quarter.
Here we go, San Antonio.
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half. One of the stories here, James Harden getting it done today.
I know we've said this many times before, but what a great first half. Just an offensive juggernaut.
And, you know, in the end, I wouldn't be surprised if we're talking about what a great second half he had, guys. I mean, he can usually keep it going for all 4 quarters.
The Spurs shooting has been terrific. 54% on the game.
Boy, last year the Rockets dealt with a lot of injuries. I mean, the front court and post players were hit the hardest. I think almost every Rocket big would end up missing some time.
The always reliable Parker and Green in the backcourt. Aldridge out there with Duncan. And it's Leonard in at the 3 slot. That's the San Antonio 5. And last season, GA, as you were talking about, the injuries for the Rockets did pile up. Dwight Howard was out. Terrence Jones was out. they missed those guys for multiple games.
Yeah, and that hurt him inside. But also, remember, Beverly goes down right before the playoffs. So in all, the Rockets had 180 missed games on their roster due to injury. Amazing they stayed so resilient and were able to capture that 2 seed.
He's off on the second.
And Tony Parker, at least some of his success can be attributed to playing with talented bigs. I mean, in his rookie season, he plays with both the Admiral and Tim Duncan. He kept that partnership going with Duncan for several more championships. So while talented, he's also been very fortunate. And he's been the catalyst all game long. Love how he's distributing the basketball.
No doubt about it, Greg. I mean, when the offense runs through him, it's really smooth.
Now, here is Lawson. Pass to Harden. Howard setting the pick for Harden.
That's his second personal foul.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
And looking back last season, how about 87% from the line? So that's obviously nothing to sneeze at.
Guys, I thought he got into a groove last year at the charity stripe, and I thought he maintained it deep into the season as well.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
That's a familiar sight. He hardly ever wastes his chances at the line. Cashes in regularly.
Duncan, a screen. And Parker, here we go. A shot by Duncan. Nobody around. Off target with the free throw line, Jay. Rockets trail. Ariza passes to Lawson. Wide open, couldn't capitalize.
And even though he missed that, you have to take those shots when you get the opportunity.
Exactly. They don't come much better or easier than that.
Now here's Duncan. He has 7. Back to Leonard. Duncan with the screen on Howard. 4 on the clock. Here's Leonard. He sinks the 11-footer. Leonard's got 10.
Wow, got that one off right in the face of the big fella. Nice quick-fire release.
Yeah, and the mid-range shot really the only option in that situation. Sometimes when you're facing a bigger guy, you can't get it all the way to the rim.
You know, obviously, there's some things out there he does not like and wants to talk it over.
Well, Greg, you've played, and you envision yourself as a coach as well. So, sometimes you need to make some adjustments.
Check in for Trevor Ariza. Just over a minute and a half have passed here in the third quarter. Last season, Clark, the Spurs kept on winning as usual. They passed the Lakers, in fact, for the best winning percentage all time for a franchise.
Well, some of that has to do with the struggles the Lakers had last season, but more of it is credit to the Spurs. Consistency and high-quality play has been who they are and have been for 2 decades.
Now here's Leonard. Dwight Howard missing his last shot. Leonard. And the rebound goes to Howard.
And the fadeaway was the only option he had on that one. Defender there all over him.
Harden against Green. Here's Moniunas. The shot is off. Duncan with some nice D.
And with the Spurs and their winning percentage, it's right above 60. Not bad for a team that joined the NBA back in 1977.
Leonard playing extremely well. He's got 10 points, and he's chalked up 1 3-pointer on the day as well.
And, Clark, I'm sure that won't be the last one. A lot of times he can get hot and stay hot from beyond.
The line, Leonard.
A lot of the Spurs success, guys, with their winning percentage has come since the 90s. The way they are put together, who knows how high they can push that franchise winning percentage.
Hey, listen, Kawhi Leonard hasn't been in the league for a long time, but he's feeling right at home. He said last season he wants to remain a Spur for life.
The Spurs making a switch here. Ginobili's checked in. So he makes one of two as the second one misses. And for Leonard to hear players say that a lot, but rarely before they reach the end of their rookie contract.
Yeah, I think Leonard just realizes what a special situation he found himself in. I mean, he is the complete package as a player and custom made for how the Spurs like to play and do things.
And guys, Dwight Howard's an interesting guy, one of the most physically imposing players in our league, and yet he's known for his lighthearted, almost playful nature.
And for Howard, his parents raised him to keep a smile on his face and stay upbeat and remain positive. He's done all those things and still competed in the rough and tumble world of pro basketball.
Yeah, and yet some of his peers and contemporaries have gone at him. Durant, for instance, Kobe Bryant called him soft. Byron Scott questioned his desire. Guys go about their work in different manners.
And no good on the second free throw, so he goes 0 for 2 there.
And the Rockets have lost out on some free agent wars the past few years. They have remained competitive, but you wonder what could have been if they landed or kept some of those big names.
James Harden. First personal foul, team's third.
And with the Rockets, it's no secret that they take a very analytical approach to team building. Greg, you and I have talked about that. And Clark, you know, you wonder if that hurts them in free agency.
Well, you know, when your front office makes no qualms about viewing players as simply just assets, it can be a hard sell to a free agent.
Lawson against Parker. Ginobili against Modi Yunus. Leonard, a good look. That shot's good on the assist by Ginobili. Ginobili's got 3 assists now in this one. Rockets trail by 8. Harden outside. There's a screen by Modi Yunus. Harden kicks to Monty Yunus. Shot to stop the run, and he hits the jump shot. Monty Yunus has got 9.
You know, he's got a lot of inches on the defender in that matchup, and he can just shoot right over the top of him without worrying about being bothered.
Parker outside, fires from deep. No good. So Houston will take it the other way. Lawson outside. And there's the feed to Monty Yunus. That's another one for him, his 5th in just 7 shots.
And really just unselfish basketball on the interior. That's the kind of pass a coach loves to see.
Find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Kevin, Greg Popovich was just going over the plan with his team. He made it clear that their offense needed to run through Leonard. Coach detailed the ways to ensure he's the one in charge out there, with the ball in his hands and the rest of the players falling in line behind him. Probably a good time to make some changes with a good chunk of the second half still to go, Kevin.
All right, Doris, thanks. San Antonio again missing. Rockets trail by 4. Harden outside. Jones sets the pick for Harden. Beverly wide open. It's good. The assist that time from Harden.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
Now here's Mills. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Once again off the mark by San Antonio. The Rockets have gone 3 of 6 in the third quarter, 50% from the field. Harden against Ginobili for the lead, and it's good off the back rim and in. 13 points for James Harden.
And since halftime, this has become an intense ball game.
Simply phenomenal, Greg, the effort we've seen from both sides here.
Now here's Mills. He kicks it to Ginobili. Shot clock at 6. From past the arc, and he gets it to go. Ginobili's got 5 points in the quarter. Here is Harden. He's got 13. The shot and game clock separated by 4. Now Beverly. Harden sets the pick for Beverly. Harden with room to shoot. And Houston again with the bucket.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
And I love the mentality that they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing it. They're moving it side to side until they finally get the one they need.
That one goes. Count it. 16 points for Kawhi Leonard. Three-quarters of play in a close game here. Spurs out in front, up 3. And time for the short break, and stay right where you are. The fourth quarter is coming up next.
Check it out.
We welcome you back to what has been a good one here as we get into the fourth quarter. Rockets trail by 3, so on the floor for Houston. Harden and Ariza filling out the perimeter. Modiunas and Howard the post pair, and it's Lawson in at the point. Parker against Ariza. Down low, shot from 12. And off the front iron, and in it goes. Modiunas has got the first basket as we get going in the fourth for the Rockets. Parker with it. Leonard sets a screen for Parker. Leonard attacking. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Parker's got assist number 7 for him tonight. And here's Lawson. Modiunas a screen on Leonard. Lawson dishes to Modiunas. Howard, a follow-up flush.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
I certainly do. You know, I like to see guys do their work inside. Their rebounding has been excellent, and that's always important in a close game.
Now here's Parker. Here's Leonard. Dwight Howard pulls it in. Howard's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Lawson's against Parker. Ariza. That 3 off the mark. San Antonio leading. Modiunas with the steal. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time.
And those are the kinds of mistakes that are magnified when we're talking about a game down the stretch.
About a minute and a half into the fourth quarter now. Inside. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
Now, this is why the breakaway rim was invented. For plays just like that.
Well, he almost brought the whole thing down, Clark, by hanging on that long.
Yeah, he did.
I tell you what, though, great dunk, and this is even a better game we got going on right now.
And the highlight reel replay brought to you by Kia. Good stuff on that Kia Slam Cam.
It's as if the defenses have just given up.
Yeah, you know, the pace has only picked up the deeper we've gotten into this game, which is remarkable. It speaks to the endurance and stamina of these teams, and it's also been a lot of fun to watch.
Modiunas with the steal. Here's Lawson. Here's Harden on the wing. To the inside. Moniunas passes to Howard. And stolen by Aldridge. 3-on-3. Green kicks to Parker. Screen by Duncan. Parker dishes to Leonard. And the wide open shot from Green. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Leonard's got 3 assists now in this one. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Spurs.
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. They've been in attack mode on the defensive end.
Another factor here tonight has been the amount of points they've scored off turnovers.
And that one's good. Parker.
Despite his ineffectiveness, the team has found other scoring options, which you have to have when one of your main guys is struggling.
And Lawson with the drive. Here's Moniunas. Lets it go from the baseline and nails it. Moniunas has got 4 points this quarter.
That's exactly what they wanted to do. I mean, you'd like to see that every time down the floor.
And now, your Spurs dance team.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Kevin, Greg Popovich was just going over the plan with his team. He was absolutely adamant, saying, don't let them off the hook. Let's keep our foot on the pedal and keep doing the things that have gotten us here this far. We're almost home.
A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Screen by Duncan. To the middle. Good, and Aldridge gets the assist. And that's now 9 points for Tim Duncan.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
That's got to be job number 1 right now. Nothing easy on the inside.
Now here's Ariza. Howard setting the pick for Ariza. To the paint, off the pick. And Howard with the stuff.
How about that fantastic finish and the aggressive move, too, Kevin?
Trying to send a message, Clark, with that slam, I think.
And I'm not sure if it was text or email, but he definitely threw that one down.
Here's Parker. Kicks it to Leonard. And Trevor Ariza is going to pick up a foul here. That is his first foul of the game. Manu Ginobili's checked in for San Antonio.
Manu Ginobili. Timeout Spurs. And now, your Spurs dance team.
Parker drives in, and the rejection by Harden. Ariza, right side. That one falls, coming off Lawson's feet. Now just a 2-point Spurs lead.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
And now, your Spurs dance team.
.136 left in the fourth quarter. Screen by Duncan. Odiunas against Aldridge. Leonard on the wing. 5 on the clock. The 17-footer. Good D by Ariza.
Great looking defense, really, just to disrupt the rhythm on that shot.
Yeah, really turned it from a simple, straightforward look into a very difficult shot.
That's a brain freeze right there from the entire defense. Now is not the time to lose your focus.
Lawson against Parker. Feeds it to Aldridge. Lets it go from 11. Sinks it.
And it's absolutely scary, frightening when Aldridge starts lighting it up like this.
Here we go, San Antonio. Please give it up for the Spurs dance team.
Here is Harden. There's 47 seconds left in the fourth. And the pass to Howard. Count it!
Well, it's a scary sight when Howard starts lighting it up like this.
The game has come down to this.
Ginormous possession here.
What intensity. Takes it from 10 and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. That one is on Ariza.
And they had a foul to give, but you want to use it on the ground.
Yeah, I agree with you there, but at least they did get the clock stopped. That is the one saving grace of that situation.
Kawhi Leonard at the line for 2.
First free throw is good, and that gives them the lead. Can't knock it down, and they really needed that one.
Yeah, that's a big miss right there. Now only a 1-point lead.
Screen by Howard. Hits Harden with... Whoa!
Man, they're getting a fantastic effort from James Harden right now.
23 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Duncan against Howard. Ginobili outside, and it's Parker in the corner. He feeds it to Aldridge. Missed.
A really good rebound in traffic. That's what the big fella's there for.
And they foul intentionally. They're going to have to do that now again and again. They're not in the penalty yet.
Daniel Reed. Here we go, San Antonio. Please give it up to the Spurs Games team.
6 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And so they foul intentionally.
You know what? Smart foul. You got to try and extend the game.
Sure, it's not over. The clock is as much a problem for them as the score is right now, so they've got to try to manage it.
So the first one drops, and that will put them up by 2. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 3-point game.
That last free throw was critical. Their only choice now is to go for the 3 to tie.
They have a chance to tie it up.
A 3 ball would do just that.
And so it's a narrow victory for Houston, pulling it out for the double. This win, such a tremendous emotional boost for them.
Really an accomplishment and crazy finish to take a road game like this and simply deflate an entire building.
And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Gentlemen, I'm here with James Harden. Congratulations on the win, James. And what did it take for the team to make the push necessary to put yourselves in position to win tonight?
Just being aggressive. I told my guys on the court that we had to make a run. It had to be a good one. Defensively, we did a pretty good job down the stretch. We got some shots to fall and came with the victory.
It was a decisive run, James. Thanks for the time. Guys, back to you.
Doris, thank you as always. And that'll do it, folks. For Clark Kellogg, Craig Anthony, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in. So long, everyone.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now we get a chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Donatas Motiejunas.
He was dead on from the field tonight, guys. I'd call his performance economical because there was no wasted opportunities. He took advantage of every good look he got. I mean, everything he put up was going in.
Well, he gave the opposing D everything he could handle in the paint tonight. They were not able to handle his size and strength inside. If he got his hands on the ball close to the bucket, he converted.
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're just getting started on a new season in the NBA. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again soon.